Alright, so just a quick video here on how to both download jQuery and how to add it into an HTML document that you're going to be using. So go to jQuery.com/download and you'll see a page like this. Now depending on when you view this page, you may see a slightly different version of jQuery. It doesn't really matter what the version is, it all works the same. Now there are several different ways to download and install jQuery in different types. The one that I like to use is download compressed version. The uncompressed is for development if you want to go in and start to edit that jQuery. For everything that I do, I've always just used the compressed version. It's a smaller file and I rarely ever make any kind of changes to this document. Most changes that I make would be made within the document, the HTML document that I'm working on, as opposed to trying to change the core files here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on download the compressed version. And again, the version doesn't really matter. I'm going to download to my desktop here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and close that out, and I'm going to open up my HTML editor, which depends whatever you like to use, does not really matter here. I'm using Dreamweaver, you can use whatever you want. I'm going to open up a new document. This can be HTML, PHP, doesn't really matter, it all works the same. So I've got my HTML document here, and I'm going to save it to my desktop just so I have everything in the same location. But I'm going to create a folder called jQuery, just so I have it all in one place. And I'll name my file index just for kind of good practice. I'll save that. Alright, so I've got the jQuery file here on my desktop. I'm going to put that in my jQuery folder here. And again, just kind of for good practice, what most people do is create a folder and just label it as JS. And you can put your JavaScript file in there, or all your JavaScript files in there. This is just the core one, so I'm going to drag that in there. And again, I like to keep things kind of simple here, so regardless of what version is, it does not really matter. I'm going to go ahead and just delete all that and just keep the word jQuery.js, just to keep the naming structure very simple here. Alright, so I've got the file downloaded. It's in my folder, JS, and I've got my HTML document, HTML, right here. Now what I want to do is go ahead and just link to that document. Put a couple of returns there in my head because I want to put the script in there. And what I'm going to do is say script source equals, and then I can actually, with Dreamweaver gives me this little pop-up here. Most of the other HTML editors do something very similar, and I can click on the JavaScript file, or the jQuery JavaScript file right there, and I close that out. So it should be script source equals JS because it's in the JS folder here. And I'm going to save my document. I'm going to open up a browser, and I'm going to go ahead and test this out. So I'm going to drag and drop the HTML file onto my browser. Now you shouldn't see anything right now because there's really nothing to show. It's not executing anything. It's not really performing any kind of tasks. But I want to make sure that the file is properly added into there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control click or Command click depending on what browser you're in or what platform you're working on. And I'm going to see within the head here, I see that there is a script linked to the jQuery file here. I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste that into the browser up there at the top and hit return, and there's all the code that makes up the jQuery file. So I know that this is properly linked up, and from here we can go ahead and start actually adding jQuery to our HTML document.